Muchachos, nos estamos activando ya nuevamente, nos estamos activando nuevamente, que hoy hay partido. Hoy juega Inter de Miami, chicos, hoy juega Inter de Miami, entonces nos estamos activando nuevamente, muchachos, para todos los que van llegando, para todos los que van llegando al canal nuevamente, chicos, estamos nuevamente en directo, vamos a ver, estamos viendo Liverpool está jugando, Liverpool que está jugando y va ganando, va empatando el Liverpool. El Liverpool que está jugando en este momento. Faltan 19 minutos para que empiece la final del Inter de Miami. Final dura, final dura, chicos. Final muy duro. Final que se jugará hoy. Entonces a todos los que van llegando, muchas gracias, muchachos. A todos los que van dejando su like. No se les olvide que vamos a estar transmitiendo todo el partido hoy. Todo el partido para todos los que van llegando, chicos. Gracias a todos los que se van sumando, muchachos. Vamos a esperar. Estamos viendo el partido del Liverpool en este momento. La final del que juega Messi hoy, ¿no? La final de que juega Messi hoy. Qué locura hoy. Qué locura puede ser. Vamos. Todos a comentar. ¿Qué opinan del partido hoy? ¿Qué opinan del partido hoy? ¿Cómo ven el partido de Leo? ¿Cómo ven que llega el equipo de Messi para hoy? Chicos, a todos los que me están viendo, muchísimas gracias, Muchísimas gracias a todos los que me están viendo de diferentes lugares del mundo. Vamos a ver cómo les va. Estamos a la espera de que comience el partido. Estamos a nada, ya estamos contando los minutos, 18 minutos nuevamente de que empiece el partido. Regálenme un segundo, ya vuelvo. Uy, gol de Suárez. Gol de Suárez, lo empata, lo va ganando Liverpool. Al último minuto casi, ¿no? Al minuto 80. Minuto 80 lo va ganando el equipo de el Liverpool. Señores. Qué golazo, Qué golazo, mis muchachos. Estamos activos nuevamente. Estamos ya activos. La gente comienza a activarse ya desde temprano. Entonces, muchas gracias a todos los que llegan, a todos los que se van sumando. A todos los que hacen parte de la transmisión, muchachos. Vamos todos. Bueno. Estoy aquí. ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar el partido hoy? ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar el partido hoy? Yo digo que lo gana Inter de Miami sobrado. Yo pienso que lo gana Inter de Miami sobrado, chicos. Hay que esperar también cómo se da. Hay que esperar también cómo se da el partido, ¿Y ustedes qué dicen? Hoy Inter de Miami lo gana. También hay que esperar, ¿no? Llegamos. Estamos activos. Liverpool que está jugando lo va ganando 3-2 en el minuto 82 de partido. Vamos a ver que la gente se siga conectando. Partido duro hoy, pero Messi hoy lo saca adelante. Partido duro hoy, pero Messi lo saca adelante, dice la gente. ¿Qué dice el chat? Vamos, chicos. Todos a darle like a la transmisión. Todos a compartir la transmisión, muchachos. Hoy Inter de Miami en vivo por la final de la MLS, primera final que se jugará después de tantos años. La MLS hoy tiene final, señores. Tiene final la MLS y bueno, muy interesante, ¿no? Muy interesante lo que puede pasar hoy en este partido. Partido bastante competitivo, pero bueno, hay que esperar a ver qué pasa. Hay que esperar a ver qué pasa, mis muchachos. Los leo a todos en el chat. Los leo a todos en el chat. ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar este partido hoy? Llevamos días sin transmitir, pero bueno, ya hemos vuelto a las transmisiones. Surgieron un par de actividades, pero no. Nada que nos impida a nosotros seguir transmitiendo, muchachos. Nada que nos impida a nosotros seguir transmitiendo, chicos. Vamos a ver cómo nos va hoy. Vamos a ver cómo nos va hoy. ¡Ah, qué buen gol, ¿eh? Hola, chicos, hola. Vamos. Sí, como diría Cristiano Ronaldo, ¿eh? Como diría Cristiano Ronaldo. Nos bajó la media y estamos construyendo una base sólida, pero bueno, no importa. No importa, seguimos activos, no importa. Nos bajó un poco la media, ¿eh? Que nos ha bajado un poco la media, chicos. Pero eso no es impedimento de nada. Estamos esperando aquí que comience el partido ya. Estamos esperando Inter de Miami. Inter de Miami que lo juega hoy. Que posiblemente va a ser un partido bastante competitivo. Luego le apunto a eso, a que va a ser un partido muy competitivo hoy. Por un lado Thomas Müller y por el otro lado Lionel Messi. También hay que esperar a ver cómo les va, ¿no? Bueno, también esperar cómo les va, chicos. Bueno, la gente que sigue votando. La gente que sigue votando y gracias a todos los que están dejando sus votaciones ahí. Muchísimas gracias por dejar su aporte, muchachos. Estamos esperando que comience el partido nuevamente. Que se dé inicio el partido porque todavía estamos a nada. A nada de todo, ¿no? Estamos a nada de todo. Entonces cuéntenme de qué lugar están viendo la transmisión. ¿Desde qué lugar están viendo la transmisión, chicos? Yo estoy leyendo aquí los comentarios, estoy leyendo aquí todo en este momento. Es que también hay que ver que bueno. Inter de Miami está en todo el deber de ganar, ¿eh? Está en todo el deber de ganar hoy Inter de Miami. Tiene que quedar campeón. No hay excusa. No hay excusa para Inter de Miami hoy. Sí, admito de que he cometido errores con el canal. Admito de que me desorienté un poco. Pero bueno, ya hemos vuelto. No sé si el resultado va a ser el mismo. No sé cómo va a ser el resultado hoy. Pero bueno, estamos aquí. Estamos desde mentalidad de cancha, muchachos. A todos los que se activan. Muchas gracias, chicos. Muchas gracias. Simplemente fútbol, mentalidad de cancha, @nightfootball. Messi hoy rompe, dicen por ahí, Messi hoy rompe. Vamos a ver, hay que esperar también, ¿no? Hay que esperar también cómo le va a Leo. ¿Cómo creen ustedes que le va a ir a Leo Messi hoy? ¿Cómo creen ustedes? Ok, ojo al dato, chicos, ojo al dato. Bueno. Estamos a cuánto? A 11 minutos de que empiece el partido. 11 minutos de que empiece el partido, chicos. Estamos a 11 minutos de que empiece el partido. Ya estamos esperando, estamos a nada. Entonces a todos los que van llegando, muchísimas gracias muchachos, muchísimas gracias por activarse con el canal. Hemos estado un poco ausentes, con el canal, pero bueno, ya estamos aquí nuevamente, estamos esperando que sacar el partido del Liverpool ya, porque va a empezar la final de la MLS, partido duro, partido que realmente es bastante comprometido para el equipo de Miami, que es bastante decisivo para Inter, ¿no? Que es bastante decisivo para Inter, entonces toca esperar un poco. Ustedes discúlpenme, chicos, discúlpenme realmente. De verdad, me siento full apenado. Bueno, hemos vuelto a las transmisiones después de un largo tiempo. Y es normal que la media haya bajado. Es normal. No podemos hacer mucho, tampoco le podemos exigir mucho al canal cuando realmente hemos descuidado muchas cosas. Hemos descuidado un montón. Pero cuéntenme, ¿desde dónde están viendo la transmisión? Cuéntenme cómo ven este partido el día de hoy, cómo ven al Inter de Miami para hoy, cómo ven al equipo de Lionel Messi hoy. Y la gente que sigue votando, a todos los invito a que sigan votando, dejando su like. No se les olvide dejar su like en la transmisión, chicos. No se les olvide dejar su aporte. Solamente me ayudarían un montón con un like. Con un like, muchachos. Bueno, hemos descuidado un montón. Es normal. Y el 57% dice que en la encuesta que ganará Inter de Miami, que Inter de Miami hoy es campeón. Bueno, falta jugarlo, faltando 8 minutos para que empiece el compromiso en Estados Unidos. Chicos. Muchas gracias a todos los que se siguen conectando, a los que me ven desde diferentes partes del mundo. Muchísimas gracias, muchachos. Un fuerte abrazo a todos. Estamos ya a la espera de que comience el partido. En Estados Unidos, Müller tendrá de frente a Messi. El equipo de Messi que hizo una buena campaña. Lo que no me gusta de verdad es que los equipos son bastante repetitivos. Son muy repetitivos, muchachos. Son muy repetitivos los equipos. Entonces es algo que se vuelve muy tedioso en la competencia, ¿no? Que se repite mucho en los partidos. Son muy ida y vuelta y son entre 4 y 5 partidos. Ay. Estamos ¿qué? ¿A cuántos minutos? Ya les digo a cuántos minutos de empezar el partido. Estamos a solo 7 minutos. 7 minutos de empezar, chicos. 7 minutos de empezar. Estamos a 7 minutos de empezar el partido. Ya vamos a volvernos a activar nuevamente los directos. Solamente estaba esperando un par de órdenes, pero ya siento que ya llegó el momento de que el año entrante nos coja haciendo buenos directos, haciendo buenas cosas, haciendo buenas campañas, para que así nos pueda funcionar, ¿no? Porque a este ritmo es muy difícil mantenernos. Y no es fácil, chicos, créanme que no es nada sencillo. Vamos a ver si subimos un poquito la media. Ayúdenme por favor, chicos, en este directo. A darle like, chicos, dejando su like. Solamente dejando su like me ayudarían un montón, muchachos. Estamos a 5 minutos en que empiece el partido. Ya nos falta mucho, ya va a empezar La retransmisión entonces la vamos a hacer por el canal de Mentalidad de Cancha, muchachos. A todos los que van llegando, sean bienvenidos. No se les olvide dejar su like. No se les olvide tampoco contestar la encuesta, muchachos. ¿Creen que Inter de Miami puede ser campeón hoy a la mano de Lionel Messi? Frente a Wich, el equipo de Thomas Müller. Ya lo veremos. Ya lo veremos, muchachos. Súper bien, súper bien. Bueno, muchachos, estamos a nada de empezar, ya. Ok. Ya estamos a nada, estamos a 3 minutos de que empiece nuevamente, que empiece el compromiso, chicos. Estamos a 3 minutos. Estamos a 3 minutos de que empiece el partido hoy. A 3 minutos, hay que cambiar un poco la portada. Hay que cambiar un poco la portada. Inter de Miami hoy juega frente a Wich. Versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Vamos a ver, ya vamos a cambiar la portada, chicos. MLS en vivo hoy desde mi canal de Mentalidad de Cancha, muchachos, para que se sigan activando, para que sigan dejando su pulgar arriba, no se les olvide, dejen su pulgar. Vamos. ¿Gol de quién, Uy, se empató la serie. Se empató la serie y se lo empataron al equipo. Se lo empataron al equipo de del Liverpool, Chicos, se lo empataron al equipo del Liverpool. Ay. Bueno. Ahí está. Ahí está el efecto. Ahí está el efecto Luis Díaz. Ahí está el efecto Darwin Núñez. Tanto criticar, tanto querer hacer y no hicimos nada con esos. Crear video, no guardar. Bueno, vamos a tratar de editar. Ya vamos a tratar de editar aquí la portada de nuestro directo. Estamos tratando de editar ya la portada de nuestro directo. Hemos sido más de 39 personas en lo que vamos de directo ya. Crear video en momentos destacados. Vamos a ver, no estamos creando nada en este momento. Estamos tratando de hacer la edición, configuración de la transmisión. Ok, aquí editar, vamos a editar aquí la portada solamente. Que vamos a cambiarla por esta, que se juega hoy el equipo de Inter de Miami. Transmisión dual. Genera automáticamente shorts. Ok. Vamos a ver. Ok. Sí. Ok. Estamos listos. Estamos a nada. Chicos, no se les olvide dejar su like. Seguir comentando en la encuesta, muchachos. Sigan compartiendo en su encuesta, chicos. Sigan compartiendo en su encuesta. Ya estamos a nada de empezar el partido, muchachos. Estamos a nada de empezar el partido. Estamos a nada de empezar el partido de Inter de Miami, muchachos. No se les olvide. Bueno. Eso también hay que verlo, ¿no? Eso también hay que verlo. Que ya el partido le falta muy poco. Estamos a nada de empezar el partido de Lionel Messi. Que lo juega hoy, ojalá lo ganen. Que es lo que queremos. Y bueno, chicos, muchachos, muchísimas gracias a todos los que se siguen sumando, a todos los que van llegando al directo. Chicos, estamos aquí transmitiendo desde el canal de Mentalidad de Cancha. Ya casi empieza el partido, muchachos. Sean todos bienvenidos a todos los que se conectan en el canal. Hoy Messi enfrentará a Müller por la final de la MLS. ¿Creen ustedes que Messi hoy se quedará con el campeonato? ¿Ustedes creen que Messi hoy se pueda quedar con el campeonato? Yo creo que sí. Ha venido haciendo muy buenos partidos, chicos. Ha venido haciendo muy buenos partidos Lionel. Entonces hay que esperar, muchachos. Estamos a nada ya de que empiece el partido. Síganse conectando, no se les olvide dejar su like. Dejen su like y su buen comentario, chicos. Pueden dejar su like y su buen comentario en la transmisión, muchachos. Muchas gracias a todos los que se activan, a todos los que me ven desde diferentes lugares del mundo, muchachos. Hoy es la final, muchachos. Gracias a todos. Sigan dejando su like, no se les olvide dejar su pronóstico en la encuesta que les acabo de dejar. Ya falta muy poco. Ya falta muy poco para que demos inicio al partido, muchachos. Falta muy poco y la gente que comienza a llegar la gente y comienza a activarse. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Muchas gracias. Los equipos que ya están saliendo a la cancha, chicos. Están saliendo a la cancha los equipos. Les pregunto, ¿cuál es su pronóstico para el día de hoy? ¿Cuál es su pronóstico? Lo comienzo a leer a todos en los comentarios. A todos en los comentarios lo comienzo a leer. A todos en los comentarios los comienzo a leer, muchachos. Vamos a ver cómo les va. Estamos a nada de que empiece el partido, muchachos. Estamos a solamente minutos. A solamente minutos de empezar. Muchísimas gracias a todos los que se siguen activando, chicos. Estamos desde Mentalidad de Cancha. Bueno, muchachos, dejen su comentario. No se les olvide dejar su comentario, chicos. No se les olvide dejar su comentario. Bueno, ya que cambiamos la portada también. Bueno, se acabó el partido. Uy, no puedo creer que el Liverpool se haya dejado empatar al último minuto. Se dejó empatar al último minuto el Liverpool, ¿no? Al último minuto, chicos. Al último minuto se dejó empatar el Liverpool. Bah. Cosas que pasan. Platicos que hay que dar. Cosas que pasan, muchachos. Son cosas que pasan y pues listo, toca aceptar. Son cosas que pasan y hay que aceptar. Muchachos, muchas gracias a todos los que comienzan a dar su buen comentario. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, chicos. Vamos a ver. Yo comienzo a leer todos los comentarios. Chicos, gracias a todos los que se comienzan a activar, muchachos. De verdad, muchísimas gracias. El canal está respondiendo de una manera totalmente diferente a la que veníamos acostumbrados, pero no nos impide nada transmitir. Transmitir y dejar su buena vibra, chicos. No nos quita nada realmente. No nos quita nada la transmisión, no nos quita nada el poder compartir con ustedes este lindo partido de hoy, que es de Inter de Miami por la final de la MLS. Entonces, chicos, yo les pido el favor, apoyen al canal, porque vamos a estar transmitiendo todo el partido. No importa cómo nos vaya hoy, lo importante es que tenemos que volver a hacer esto. Tenemos que volver, ¿y cómo volvemos a hacerlo? Con disciplina, muchachos. Si hubiésemos sido disciplinados durante estos tiempos de que dejamos de transmitir, otra cosa hubiese sido la historia, pero bueno, hay que aceptar las cosas. Hay que aceptar las cosas. No fuimos conscientes, no fuimos constantes tampoco. No fuimos constantes y creo que nos va a costar un poco eso porque hay que volver a retomar la audiencia que teníamos, pues. Llevamos 24 minutos y no es posible que en 24 minutos llevemos, ¿qué? 64 personas, donde cuando teníamos otras transmisiones, 24 minutos, llevamos casi 500, 700 personas en directo. Si no estaba mal, pero bueno, normal, no pasa nada. Hay que aceptar. La liga de Lionel Messi se juega hoy. Espero ganen, ¿no? Que espero ganen. Que espero hoy todo llegue a la normalidad, todo quede en su orden como tiene que ser. Bueno. Ok. Javier Mascherano y Jesper Sprensen, los técnicos de ambos equipos. Por Inter de Miami, Mascherano, el argentino, y por el otro, por Vancouver, está Jesper Sprensen. Es un nombre que me imagino que estadounidense, ¿no? Me imagino que es estadounidense ese nombre, porque pues de otro lado no creo que sea. De otro lado no creo que sea, chicos. MLS Cup, hoy final, Liga. Uy. A ver. Uy, está lleno el estadio, ¿eh? Está lleno el estadio. Bastantes protestas que se hacen en ese estadio. Yo solamente quiero ver que Messi alce ese trofeo. Y listo, solamente quiero ver que Messi alce ese trofeo y listo. Uy, qué fuerte. Qué fuerte. Bueno, ya salieron los 11 iniciales por Río No de Inter de Miami. Va a Río No en el arco, Allen y Falcon de centrales, Jordi Alba por banda izquierda, Fry por la banda derecha, Rodrigo de Paul en la mitad, Rodríguez por la banda izquierda, Silvetti por fuera, también por la banda derecha, Leo Messi arriba con Allende. O sea, bueno, juega con una línea 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ok, no entra ni Bussi como volante 6, perdón. No nombré a Bussi. Bueno, a ver. Se juega en el partido en Miami, de hecho. Se juega en Miami. Se supone que el partido empieza a las 2:30, pero bueno, hay, ¿cómo les digo? Eventos, eventualidades, patrocinios y todo lo demás que se hacen antes de las finales de cada campeonato grande. No. Uy. Falta muy poco ya. Creo que hoy es el último partido de Jordi Alba y Sergio Busquets con Inter de Miami por su retiro del fútbol, ¿no? Creo que ya hoy es el último partido. Si no estoy mal, hoy es el último partido. Palabras de Lionel Messi. Palabras de Leo. Pictures. Ok. Vamos a ver si el otro año ya nos definimos en todo esto. Dejamos todo esto bastante equitativo, bastante equilibrado. y nos vamos de youtubers. Hay que dar cómo va. ¿Cómo ven ese partido para hoy? ¿Cómo ven ese partido para hoy, muchachos? Y estamos haciendo todo, chicos, que estamos haciendo todo. Ya va a empezar, no, todavía no. Bueno, al Nazar no jugaba en estos días. En Miami sé que hay mucho. Bueno, sale el trofeo. Ya sacan el trofeo. A ver, a ver. Ya sacan el trofeo. Bueno, ya están saliendo los jugadores a la cancha, ya están saliendo los actos protocolarios al terreno de juego. Ya están saliendo los actos protocolarios al terreno de juego, chicos, para que sigan dejando sus votaciones, muchachos. No se les olvide dejar sus votaciones, chicos. Llevamos casi 30 minutos de directo, llevamos más de 30 minutos de directo, entonces, ¿quién para ustedes puede ser el campeón hoy? Yo los leo en los comentarios. ¿Quién será el campeón? Ahí les dejé en la encuesta. ¿Quién será el campeón hoy? A ver, sigan dejando su comentario, muchachos. Sigan dejando su encuesta. No se les olvide dejar votaciones en su encuesta, muchachos. Vamos, chicos, vamos. Vamos, que sí se puede, muchachos, vamos. Ayúdenme, me ayudarían un montón, chicos. Solamente dejando su like, solamente dejando su pulgar arriba, muchachos. Solamente dejando su pulgar arriba. Javier Mascherano, bueno, en el 2025 en temporada regular, Javier Mascherano hizo 65 puntos con el equipo de Miami. Y Jesper Sorense hizo 63 puntos. O sea, es casi igual, ¿no? Es casi igual, es casi por igualdad. Por igualdad, chicos. Hay casi igualdad en la competición. Empates 9, perdidos 7, ganados 18 partidos, goles 66. Con un valor en la plantilla de 42.1 millones de dólares. Qué locura, ¿no? Qué locura. Es una plantilla bastante alta. Cobran muy bien esos equipos. Cobran muy bien. Creo que es normal que nos castiguen, chicos. Es normal. No podemos pedir mucho cuando hemos dejado de enfocar, hemos dejado de transmitir. Pero bueno, aquí estamos intentándolo nuevamente, muchachos. Estamos en los himnos Inter de Miami que... Bueno, estamos ya a punto de iniciar. Están los equipos en los himnos. Con expectativas súper altas. Hoy hay unas expectativas muy altas, ¿no? Expectativas muy altas, están cantando. Bueno. Himno de Canadá. Himno de Canadá. Bueno, ya van a empezar los actos protocolarios. Los equipos al terreno de juego, muchachos. Los equipos al terreno de juego, chicos. Para que se sigan activando, muchachos. Vamos a transmitir el partido por mi canal de YouTube, Mentalidad de Cancha, muchachos. No se les olvide. Dejen su like, dejen su pulgar arriba. No se les olvide votar en la encuesta, muchachos. El partido está a nada de empezar.
Bueno, hay que ver ya cuando la pelotita se empiece a mover, Rodo. Pero sin duda que tenemos figuras de los dos lados impresionantes.
Bueno, muchachos. ¿Cómo ven las cosas desde ese panorama? Inter de Miami versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Vamos a ver. Sigan votando, muchachos. Gracias a todos los que han seguido votando en la encuesta. Muchas gracias a todos los que han seguido votando en la encuesta, chicos. A ver. Bueno, también hay que tener en cuenta. También hay que tener en cuenta muchas cosas, ¿no? Hay que tener en cuenta que es una final que también tiene bastante demanda, es normal. Y que estamos tratando de dar lo mejor en cada transmisión, chicos. Estamos tratando de dar lo mejor en cada transmisión. Dejen su like. Dejen su like. A ver. Sí, reconozco que si uno no transmite 1 o 2 días, es muy difícil, muchachos, es muy difícil. De verdad que sí, de verdad que sí. Creo que uno tiene que estar aquí consciente de que tiene que hacer transmisiones muy constantes. Y bueno, comienza el partido, muchachos. Comienza 7 segundos ya del partido, del compromiso, muchachos. Estamos en 7 minutos de compromiso, 7 segundos de compromiso ya. A nada de que este partido se juega en Miami, muchachos. Se juega en Miami. Actos protocolarios de los equipos, Actos protocolarios de los equipos. 36 segundos de partido. La tiene Inter de Miami con Sergio Busquets, que tiene la posición Inter de Miami en este momento, muchachos. Inter de Miami que hoy espero y haga un grandioso partido. Estamos en el primer minuto de compromiso. Posición de balón para Inter de Miami en la final de la MLS contra el equipo de Thomas Müller. Nada más y nada menos que hoy Messi está enfrentando a Thomas Müller. Recordemos que Luis Suárez no está en el terreno de juego en este momento por decisiones externas. Y bueno, sigue el partido. Estamos a continuación. Thomas Müller, capitán. Capitán indiscutible Thomas Müller, Capitán indiscutible. Vamos chicos, todos a dejar su like. El trofeo, ustedes se dan cuenta que en la MLS el trofeo no lo sacan del terreno de juego mientras esté el partido. No es como en los mundiales, muchachos. Bueno, posición de balón para Inter de Miami, que tiene esta posición de balón con Falcon que intenta jugar con Tellez. A ver. Bueno, pierde saque de banda para el equipo de Thomas Müller, muchachos. Vamos. Ataca por la banda izquierda, juegan hacia atrás el equipo de Vancouver. Vancouver que tiene la pelota jugando desde atrás con el número 22 por banda izquierda, Jordi Alba, que aprieta. No pasa nada, señores, no pasa nada. Sigue jugando, posición de balón para el portero de Vancouver, que tiene en este momento el total control del partido, chicos. Pero dale, tiene que jugar hacia adelante. Hay que ponerle intensidad a la final, ¿no? Hay que ponerle intensidad a la final, y yo creo que eso hace de que los equipos se exijan un poco más, de que la liga sea un poco más competitiva. Hay falta, sí señor. Posición de balón que tiene en este momento Inter de Miami, jugando desde atrás. Uy, con Allen, juega con Falcon. Falcon es, si no estoy mal, Falcon es uruguayo. Jordi Alba, que tiene el balón por banda izquierda, que intenta abrir con Leo Messi, no le queda el balón. Rodrigo de Paul, que sigue corriendo por la mitad. Hoy Inter de Miami, por la plantilla que tiene, es candidato a ser campeón. Es candidato a ser campeón. Más no es seguro que sea campeón, ¿eh? No es seguro que sea campeón. Chicos. Una cosa es querer y otra cosa es poder. Eso siempre lo he dicho. Una cosa es querer y otra cosa es poder. Pero no está nada mal. Uy, atacan a Inter de Miami, que juega con el portero. Ve, hay falta. Hay falta y comienza a calentarse la final, muchachos. Jordi Alba, que comienza para atrás. A apretar durísimo, ¿no? Comienza a apretar durísimo Jordi Alba, muchachos. Bueno, va saliendo Jordi Alba solo. Ay, no, ese Rodríguez, perdón. Rodríguez con el número 8, que la llevó a Jordi Alba, que apoya en este momento. La tiene Rodrigo de Paul. Juega con Sergio Busquets. La tiene nuevamente Inter de Miami, que juega hacia atrás con Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba, que hace un cambio de frente para Lionel Messi, que le queda muy larga. No pasa nada, señores. Vamos a ver, Inter de Miami, que tiene la posibilidad. Se va arriba. Se va arriba, muchachos. Se va arriba la posibilidad de Inter de Miami hoy de descontar al minuto 3 de partido, chicos. Pero bueno, que sigue el partido. Comienza muy emocionante el partido. Ida y vuelta, chicos. Ida y vuelta. Ida y vuelta comienza el partido. Ida y vuelta, muchachos. Indicaciones al entrenador de Inter de Miami, Mascherano. Habla con el cuarto árbitro. Vamos a ver.
Te puede dar la posibilidad de seguir jugando, ya que el arquero normalmente es el que tiene el control de la pelota y es el que indica si saltan líneas o sales desde atrás jugando.
Vamos a ver.
A lo que voy es que no siente la marca, Rodo, como los que normalmente están jugando en esa posición. Y ahorita lo pudimos...
El arquero de Vancouver parece asiático, si no estoy mal. Es asiático, es un arquero asiático. Los arqueros asiáticos son muy buenos. A mí me parece, a mi parecer, son muy buenos los arqueros asiáticos. Ustedes nos han visto a Benji Pry y toda esa gente. Muy buenos. Siempre hace como animaciones, ¿no? Bueno, partido detenido. Hay una falta. Hay una falta contra Inter de Miami. Del número 33. Del número 33. Beckham hoy está en cancha también, muchachos. Hoy Beckham también está en cancha, chicos. Vamos, muchachos, vamos. Gracias a todos los que se siguen conectando. Gracias a todos los que siguen la transmisión. Gracias a todos los que siguen llegando, muchachos. A los que siguen apoyando desde el principio. Muchísimas gracias, muchachos. Estamos ahí tratando de otra vez posicionarnos, porque obviamente nos sacaron del ranking que teníamos por indisciplinados. Por indisciplinados, literal. Porque no transmitimos durante un tiempo. Es normal que baje la media. Tras de que estábamos construyendo una media muy sólida, nos bajaron. Nos bajaron, mis muchachos, nos bajaron. Pero bueno, no importa. Sigan votando, chicos. Pueden seguir votando todos. Pueden seguir dándole a las votaciones. A ver. Posición de balón para Inter de Miami con Lionel Messi. Tiene la posición nuevamente. Uy, le pegó en la mano a Uzi. Sí, hubo mano. O sea que hay tiro libre, señores. Hay tiro libre. Le pega la mano a Lente cuando intenta hacer un control, chicos. Intentó hacer un control y le pegó la mano a Lente, ¿eh? Y la tuvo Müller. Que donde la conecta bien va al arco. donde Thomas Müller hubiera... Uy, ese equipo ha apretado hoy a Inter de Miami, ¿eh? Ese equipo hoy ha apretado a Inter de Miami. No le han dado ventaja de nada, chicos. De nada. De nada, mis muchachos. Arriba al portero nuevamente de Inter de Miami que la tiene. Va saliendo Inter de Miami jugando desde abajo. Ya veremos qué puede pasar en esta jugada. La jugada bastante comprometida. Jugada bastante comprometida. A ver.
De primera instancia, lo que se fijaron en aquel entonces que era un arquero no tan alto. Y ellos acostumbrados a tener arqueros de gran estatura, Rodo. Y aparte el precio de la carta era elevado en aquel entonces.
Uy, hay gol de Inter de Miami, señores.
Y después...
Hay gol, se pone el partido 1-0, chicos, se pone el partido 1-0 y hay gol de Inter de Miami. Hay gol de Inter de Miami, muchachos. Minuto 8, 40 segundos, ya tenemos la primera anotación de Inter de Miami que lo va ganando 1-0. 1-0 lo va ganando Inter de Miami en los primeros 10 minutos de compromiso. En los primeros 10 minutos de compromiso. Oh, lo que juega Messi. Lo que juega Leo, muchachos. Lo que juega Leo. Ah, no. Y fue autogol, chicos. Fue autogol. Fue un autogol. Ah, de Ocampo. Fue autogol de Ocampo, Lateral derecho colombiano. Ocampo. Exjugador de Nacional. No, pero es que Ocampo cerró mal. Cerró muy mal Ocampo ahí. Bueno, el colombiano que marca un autogol en una final con Inter de Miami, jugando contra Leo Messi, jugando también Ocampo. Bueno, buen lateral derecho. Es muy buen lateral derecho, pero bueno.
Él es el que se queda colgado, Mariano. Sí, yo estoy de acuerdo. Ocampo se queda y termina habilitando a Tadeo.
Tras de eso él mismo lo habilita. No, es que él soltó la marca antes. Él soltó la marca cuando no debía soltar la marca.
Desesperado Campo que viene a cerrar, le pega en su pierna derecha y se mete. Vamos a ver, ya parece que se toma la terminación. Después de esto lo vamos a ver.
Bueno, cosas que pasan.
Ya 1-0. Ocampo termina colgándose. Todos sus compañeros tiran la línea y él continúa en la persecución. Y es el
Cosas que pasan, chicos. Ocampo es muy buen lateral. Es muy buen lateral. Pero se comienza a complicar el equipo. Se comienza a complicar el equipo. El equipo de Vancouver se comienza a complicar. Whitecaps. Vancouver Whitecaps. Vancouver Whitecaps. Chicos. Hay que jugar suave, muchachos. Le dan duro a Rodrigo de Paul. Falta contra Rodrigo de Paul, que se encuentra en este momento tirado en el césped. Vamos a ver. Que... bueno. Lo tropezó. Lo tropezó y se tiró. Lo tropezó y se tiró. No hay nada que hacer, hay que esperar también que se regrese. Eso tienen mucho los argentinos, ¿no? Los argentinos se tiran por todo. Los argentinos van ganando y ellos mismos se tiran. Eso sí es un arma de doble filo cuando los argentinos están jugando finales. Siempre. Ese es su ADN. Esa es la manera de decir somos argentinos, literal. Somos argentinos. Vamos a ver.
Para ver si es producto de expulsión o no, pero no para amarilla.
No, o sea, si esto se revisa en el VAR, Rodo, es una agresión, porque es verdad que Rodrigo de Paul hace el primer contacto, no casi apreciarse
Sí.
Evidentemente Cuba se molesta y responde una vez que la pelota ya dejó el lugar, ya se jugó la pelota. Esto
a ver.
califica, mejor dicho, como una agresión, si es que lo revisa el vídeo.
Gracias a todos los que me ven desde diferentes lugares del mundo. Muchísimas gracias, chicos. Bueno, la tiene en este momento Vancouver, que intenta jugar por arriba. La saca Falcon. Bueno, posición tranquila para el portero, que agarra el balón con las manos. Y la tiene en posición segura Inter de Miami. Bueno, comienza Inter de Miami ganando en los primeros 10 minutos con un autogol de Ocampo, lateral derecho de Vancouver. Falcon, que intenta jugar desde atrás y pierde la pelota. Pierde la pelota, chicos. Bueno, hasta ¿qué discuten? ¿Qué discute Rodrigo de Paul? ¿Qué discute? No entiendo.
Yo no sé, me parece que primero marca la falta a favor de Vancouver.
Yo digo que el estadio de Inter de Miami no es estadio para jugar un mundial.
Favorable a Vancouver, dice, no, aguántame, es allá atrás. Tiene razón.
Para mi parecer no es equipo para jugar un mundial.
Si es 2 metros más atrás,
No es estadio para jugar un mundial, ¿no?
2 metros más atrás.
Bueno, tienen que saber escoger los estadios, porque hay estadios que no, a mi parecer, no son tan competitivos. Y hablo de estadio, no hablo de equipo. Oh, casi cometo el error. Y como se jugará en 3 países también el mundial, ayer fue el sorteo del mundial. Uy, se comienza a poner bueno el partido, mucho choque, se comienza a poner muy físico el compromiso. Se comienza a poner muy físico el compromiso y eso hace de que el nivel... Vamos. Gracias por lo menos a los que han seguido la página, muchachos. Muchísimas gracias por estar activos con el canal. Era normal que haya bajado los espectadores. Y duramos que prácticamente casi un mes sin transmitir, muchachos. Duramos casi un mes sin transmitir. Era lógico. Ya les digo cuándo fue la última transmisión de nosotros antes de que nos bajara. Ya les digo cuándo fue la última transmisión de nosotros para que vean qué es lo que está pasando hoy en día con el canal.
Están jugando más cerca a lo que se juega en Sudamérica en la final que a lo que estamos acostumbrados, y los jugadores de Vancouver y también el señor Drew Fisher. Será muy interesante cómo empieza a marcar la línea el árbitro. Es un buen punto, viene un campo.
Uy, falta.
Agregaría, Rodo, a lo que dice Mariano, que tienen un entrenador que también sabe cómo...
A ver, la última transmisión que hicimos en el canal, ya les digo cuándo fue exactamente. Fue el día 8 de noviembre, estamos a 6 de diciembre. El día 8 de noviembre, casi un mes, muchachos. Casi un mes. Después de 30 días volvimos a hacer una buena transmisión. Porque la última vez que transmitimos, que no nos fue tan bien, chicos, fue el 23 de noviembre. Es decir, en un mes hicimos nada más 2 transmisiones, muchachos. Donde veníamos con una secuencia de muchas transmisiones anteriores, ¿no? Entonces, este es el resultado de que hoy nos haya ido, desde que hoy no nos esté yendo tan bien en las transmisiones. Sin embargo, la gente está apoyando y mucha gente se ha quedado. Muchísimas gracias, chicos. Muchísimas gracias, de verdad. De verdad, muchas gracias a todos los que han apoyado. A todos los que siguen apoyando. Más de 199 personas, o sea, han estado hoy en la transmisión. Pero bueno, listo, seguimos activos. Seguimos activos. Ale, mi mente es un museo que no van a entender. Todo el mundo bailando así, de quita, carequitita. Casi 1 hora de directo, ya llevamos 55 minutos, exacto. 55 minutos de directo. 55. Ok. 17 minutos exactamente de transmisión. De partido, perdón. Más lo que llevamos en la transmisión, que es bastante. A ver. Hay falta. Qué falta fuerte. Uf, contra Falco. Uy, casi se golpea la cabeza, Casi se golpea la cabeza y eso puede ser hasta tarjeta roja, muchachos. Eso puede haber sido hasta tarjeta roja, chicos. 18. No, macho. Fue una falta fuerte, chicos, contra Falcon. Fue una falta fuerte contra el central de Inter de Miami, muchachos. A ver. Inter de Miami versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Que el partido sigue 1-0 ganando Inter de Miami, claramente con un autogol de Ocampo. Ocampo, qué mala suerte, Qué mala suerte para el jugador colombiano. Bueno, cosas que pasan en el fútbol. Y normal. No se puede discutir tampoco nada, No se puede discutir tampoco nada. Siempre tratan de dar lo mejor y pues cuando no se puede simplemente ya. A ver. Partido que sigue. Sigue este partido. Uf. Y la tiene Witches. Ay, me acabé de golpear, muchachos. Atacando por banda izquierda con el número 22. Vamos a ver qué puedo crear en esta opción de gol. No pasa nada. Recupera Inter de Miami con Rodrigo de Paul, que intenta salir con Sergio Busquets. Busquets que tiene la pelota. Wow, bueno, qué bien. La pierde Bussi. Nuevamente por la banda izquierda. A ver, la tuvo de cabeza el equipo visitante, pero no. No concretó, bueno. Pero bien porque están intentando. Esa es la idea, ¿no? De que intenten, de que sigan intentando. Cubas con el número 20, Fry con el número 17. Uf. Se fue lejos, pero eso es lo que tiene que hacer el equipo de Vancouver. Intentar atacar, siempre proponer. Bueno, muchachos, que seguimos activos. Gracias a todos los que se siguen sumando. La tiene posición de Vancouver, que la recupera Lionel Messi, que intenta atacar por la banda derecha. Vamos a ver Messi que puede crear en esta opción. Uy, buen pase. Pase atrás. Ay, no llegó nadie, pero bueno, recupera la defensa de Vancouver, que sale jugando desde atrás. A ver, no pasa nada. Falcon que juega con Sergio Busquets que tiene la pelota, intenta hacer un pase filtrado, pero no pudo. No pudo, señores, pero bueno. Bien, vale la intención, ¿no? Vale la intención. Vale más la intención. Gracias a todos los que han seguido la transmisión desde el comienzo. Gracias a todos los que han seguido la transmisión desde el comienzo. Estamos tratando de no dejarla caer tampoco, Estamos tratando, aunque no ha sido fácil. No ha sido fácil, muchachos, de no dejarla caer. No ha sido fácil. Llevamos 21 minutos de partido exactamente. 21 minutos de partido. Hay una tarjeta amarilla nada más. Una tarjeta amarilla solamente en todo lo que vamos de partido, en todos los 22 minutos. Que fue Inter de Miami. A ver. Todo el mundo bailando así. Comenten, chicos, ¿desde dónde están viendo la transmisión? ¿Desde dónde ven la transmisión para no dejarla caer? Para enviarle saludos a todos. Bueno, hay falta contra Rodrigo de Paul nuevamente. Hoy le han cometido varias faltas a Rodrigo, ¿no? Hoy que le han cometido varias faltas a Rodrigo de Paul. Tiene Inter jugando desde atrás. Rodrigo que casi pierde la pelota. Juega con el portero que intenta jugar largo, pero no puede. Juega corto con... Uy, qué bien, ¿eh? Qué bien que le llegue esa pelota a Messi. Va Leo encarando por banda derecha. Bueno, Leo intenta pasar por banda izquierda y no. ¿Y qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, señor? Ah. Bueno, la tuvo Inter de Miami en esa. La tuvo Inter de Miami en esa. Oh, bueno, Campo. Oh, vicio Campo que no ha visto una, ¿no? Oh, Campo que hoy ha tenido un partido crítico, hermano. Crítico. Bueno. Futbolera. Va. Oh, Campito, señores. Pobrecito. Pobrecito. Pobrecito también. Hay que dársela, ¿no? Hay que dársela cuando hay que dársela, muchachos, hay que dársela, chicos. Hay que dársela. A ver. Bueno, son cosas que pasan en el fútbol, ¿eh? Son cosas que pasan en el fútbol y es totalmente normal. No se puede sentir mal, obviamente, de impotencia, pero ¿qué puede hacer? ¿Qué puede hacer si no es más nada? Hay que seguir jugando. Hay que seguir jugando, literal. Tienes TCN. Están transmitiendo el partido por diferentes partes, ¿no? Por muchas partes. Igual es la final. Da igual es la final, muchachos. A ver. No sé si se escucha tampoco. Bueno. La tiene Jordi Alba que intenta presionar. No puede Jordi Alba. Uy, buen 8. Uy, pero tírate. Ay, no pasa nada. No pasa nada. Buscando el penalti. Quedó tirado en el piso y perdió la jugada. Normal. Bueno, la tiene Falcon nuevamente jugando por banda derecha. Vamos a ver qué hace Alex. Uy, juega con Messi que juega un solo toque. Pierde la pelota en Inter de Miami. Bueno, recupera nuevamente. Juega con Rodrigo de Paul. Con Sergio Busquets. Que la tira el fondo. Corre Leo Messi. No va a alcanzar Leo Messi. Uy. Bueno, lo controló mal Messi. Y controla mal Leo, ¿no? Salió volando el jugador de... Creo que es penal. Creo que hay penal. No hay penal. O sea, no fue una acción tan brusca para decir que había penal, ¿no? No era tan brusca la acción tampoco. Tiene que esperar también que le den órdenes del VAR. Ese entrenador tiene que calmarse, tiene que coger las suaves, literal. Tiene que cogerla suave. Estamos llegando a la primera media hora del primer tiempo. Tiene Rodríguez que juega con Messi. Messi encara por banda derecha. Leo que es especialista en jugar finales, ¿no? Veo a la defensa de Vancouver con miedo, literal. Cometen muchos errores, muchos pases malos. Bueno, chicos, seguimos en el chat. Seguimos en el chat, ¿no? Uy, la tiene Iba a ser de Messi. Tenía cerca, la tuvo cerca. La tuvo cerca Lionel Messi. Regálame un segundo. Ya vuelvo.
Messi joining Miami from PSG in July of 2023 has won 45 career trophies. He won the Golden Boot in MLS this season, 29 goals, 19 assists in 34 regular season games. Maybe that's 48 goal contributions in 34 games. What a record for Lionel Messi.
Incredible, isn't it? He's just good at everything. Actually, he's been pretty quiet nearly 30 minutes into this game. Whitecaps will feel pleased that he's not been in the action too much, but as we know, he doesn't need lots of touches or lots of moments to create very special ones.
Ahmed's ball goes off Ian Frey and out of play here for a Vancouver throw. They're one down after an Eddie Ocampo own goal. Cubas inside for Berhalter. That goal coming 8 minutes in to give Miami the early advantage here. Haven't lost in MLS this season when scoring first into Miami. Did lose against Vancouver in the CONCACAF Champions Cup second leg. Berhalter. Here's Laporta. Laporta moving to left back today with Tate Johnson dropping out of the side. That is the only change made by Jesper Sorensen. In comes towards Thomas Muller, turning against Falcone. Cubas on the edge of the area. It's Andreas Cubas. The way opened up for him to maybe have a crack at goal there.
Yeah, never looked confident there, did he? Messi just nicks it off the toes of the border.
And here coming to Miami, Lionel Messi forward, down the right side it goes. It's Rodrigo De Paul chasing towards the edge of the area. De Paul with a cross, all the way to that far side. Jordi Alba gets it back from Silvetti. Silvetti, the boy from Rosario. Now Rodriguez in towards Busquets.
Going to be a yellow card on Busquets. Has to be stopping the breakaway there because his touch was for once off. You never see that very often, do you, that Busquets has a heavy touch.
It isn't a yellow because Busquets wagged his finger now. Fisher, so
the referees again as well as controls the tempo.
what about Silvetti though, playing alongside Lionel Messi in attack for Inter Miami? Two players, different ends of their career, both from the same city in Argentina.
Can't imagine how amazing it is for Silvetti to play alongside Messi. He must be pinching himself every time, and he's been very good in the pink of Miami. He's really been a player that's thrived alongside Messi. Seem to have a really good connection for obvious reasons.
Muller's ball forward, and Jordi Alba just lets this one roll through. Cheats in the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. A sixth MLS season for Miami. They've made the playoffs 4 times. Whitecaps' 15th MLS season. Their 8th time in the playoffs. Their first in MLS Cup. Here's Ali Ahmed getting in round the back of Ian Frey. To internationals from the CONCACAF region battling, and it's Canada's Ali Ahmed coming out on top there over Jamaica's Ian Frey.
I don't know why Drew Fisher waited so long to give this foul. The advantage was away there. Ian Frey pulling on Ali Ahmed's arm for sure. Ahmed goes over in the end. That was the first time that Ahmed got a little bit of joy, but you see Ian Frey was sort of with him every step of the way. This is going to be a mighty battle. It might take Ali Ahmed 60, 70, 75 minutes before he starts to see Ian Frey went down. He's going to stay in the fight, keep going, keep testing the Inter Miami right fullback. Good area this though for Berhalter with his quality to swing it into the box.
Whitecaps trailing the first own goal they've conceded all season long. Sebastian Berhalter standing over this free kick on the left touchline. The 24-year-old from Westerville, Ohio. Berhalter swinging this one in and headed by White straight at the keeper.
Unlucky. It's behind him, so he's going to just crane his neck and try a little bit of movement to get it on goal, which he does. He's just hoping that he gets it to sneak into a corner, but so it comes off nice and square and goes right into Leo Snowball's hands.
Sebastian Berhalter with 22 goal contributions in his past 31 club appearances. There's his dad watching on. Former US head coach Greg Berhalter, now of course the head coach of Chicago Fire. What a moment for Greg Berhalter to see his son on this stage. It wasn't that long ago when Sebastian Berhalter was struggling during his time playing at Austin before he made the move to Vancouver. And he said he had a conversation with his dad about maybe quitting the game and going and doing something else. What a turnaround. He's in an MLS Cup. I'm sure he'll be playing in a World Cup as well next summer with the US. Kubas, Muller flicks it on. This is Tristan Blackman, and out to the right it goes for Ocampo.
Good little spell for the Whitecaps. Inside, Ocampo gives it away. He's underperforming so far in this half. Not been himself, he gives a free kick away. It's disappointing. It was just a period of play that Whitecaps had some momentum. Falls down to the fullback, who's in his own head at the minute. Let's hope he can get through it. Little pull there on the neck off Matteo Silvetti.
Ocampo's 47th appearance across all competitions this season. 22-year-old Colombian right back. Frey pushing forward down the right. Picked up here by Berhalter in the midfield. Gets it back from Kubas. That looked like a free kick. And it was a needless challenge there from Allende.
Yeah, there's a bit of needle. I mean, I'm letting Whitecaps know if you take too long on the ball, they're going to get a little kick on the ankles. I think at times the Whitecaps have just been a bit safe, get the ball in a good area, play it square or back. That was an example of that with Berhalter, where he played it square instead of going forward into Muller and White, trying to play off the front end, then get the white guys into play from a change of direction.
We're inside the final 10 minutes of the first half in Fort Lauderdale. Ocampo goes down in the challenge with Baltasar Rodriguez, who already has a yellow card today. Drew Fisher gives the free kick. I don't think anything more. Rodriguez and Brian White, two players picking up yellow cards so far in this game.
He's going to be careful, Rodriguez. Plays on the edge, but on that yellow, just has to be a little bit careful. Not allow the occasion to affect him too much.
Sebastian Berhalter standing over it once again. Berhalter, wonderful delivery in, but Miami able to get distance. No one happens to header away. Now it's Ali Ahmed. Muller. Ahmed goes down. this Miami team is like watching Manchester United in the heyday of Old Trafford and Sir Alex Ferguson. How dare the referee call anything against us?
I don't like that from Rodrigo de Paul, and I do think Drew Fisher should put him in his place. He's allowed the midfielder, someone got a book in there. I don't know if it was Rodrigo de Paul, but they're just pushing it a bit too far. There's the ball back in it. Maybe it was Mascherano. It seemed to be putting it up towards the field. We'll find out in a minute or two, but Drew Fisher has to get control. There's some big personalities out there for Miami. Drew Fisher has to make sure that they know who the boss is in the middle. Good play from Miami, the way that he protected that ball. Wins the free kick from Silvetti, who was a little naive.
Delivery from Berhalter in towards the back post. Swung back in by Ocampo. Muller gets ahead to it and drops in. Sabio denied by Rios Novo. Allende will bring it away. Laporta is chasing. And a free kick given here as Drew Fisher pulls this one back.
How did he miss, Luke? What a chance this is for Emmanuel Sabi. He's got too long almost. The first ball in from Berhalter is a dangerous one. It's not dealt with particularly well. This is a nice little ball in from Ocampo, and a lovely cushion header. He's onside. It does stay a little high on him. It doesn't really drop, but it just hits it right now.
Lo que votó ese man. Dios mío. Bueno, estuvo cerca.
Career high 9 goals and 5 assists this season for Emmanuel Sabi. Made his debut back in March against Chicago.
Vamos que va alzando, vamos que va alzando.
Many chances in a cup final against a side like Miami.
What a chance, you've got to take everything you get. Fair play to him, he stayed tall, Rios Novo. But not a great start, going behind, and then I would say there was 10-15 minutes after that where
Vamos.
Vancouver looked a little disturbed. Since then, Luke, I want to say maybe 15-20 minutes. The Whitecaps have probably been the better team. They're back in this game. They look like confidence is building, and they look very dangerous.
Okay, chicos. Vamos exactamente.
Andres Cubas has the most touches in the game so far. 18 touches for Messi through 40 minutes of play. Muller with a lovely ball inside, gets it back there from Brian White. Rizzo's header forward. Allende. Collision on the near side with 2 players down. Referee allowing play to continue here as Blackman carries it forward. The Campo away down the right touchline. Mr. Blackman. Berhalter.
Estamos terminando aquí las configuraciones.
Straight to Rios Novo.
Lovely run, great timing off that run. Nice little delivery. Just to get the direction of the header. Look at the run just off the shoulder of Noah Allen, who's overloaded with Sabi and Muller. It's a tough one. Allen actually does well to get back, make that for the champions. Right under the crossbar. Muller was keeping his feet there, but a foul is given. Muller tangling with Rodrigo de Paul.
Rodrigo de Paul, a World Cup winner with Argentina in 2022.
Coming together, not turning it, but Fisher deciding that it was Muller who kind of came in the legs of Rodrigo de Paul.
Bueno, muchachos, partido todavía 1-0. Lo gana Inter de Miami con autogol de Ocampo, lateral derecho de Vancouver. A ver. Todavía hay mucho partido.
Yeah, he just played that a little blind there, but after he had to play it in the hopes that White or Sammy could have got at the end of it. Didn't really have time to look, but White couldn't quite get into his stride, get on the end of it. Nice little play there, though, but after again starting to get more and more in the game, finding some spaces. Miami at the moment feeling a little overrun. The side most looking forward to half-time, I would say.
Of games when the Whitecaps have scored their most goals this season have been the final 15 minutes of each half.
Should be a book in that, delay a game. Army trying to get on the ball, Ian Frey preventing him from doing so.
Muller. White holds it up, chance to play it back to Muller. Lots of Miami jerseys back there as Messi and DePaul look to combine to try and get away. Held back by Berhalter to Priso.
See how Muller keeps playing that ball into White though. So 2 or 3 times it's had some success, and that's what needs to start happening. Get it into White's feet quicker, so they can either combine off the front or go out the other side where they've isolated that man or Emmanuel Savi. Frey again, defending well. There's a little ball through. Messi to the ball, and then Allende trying to find Salvetti at the back post, off either a Campo into the net, to the delight of the Inter Miami faithful.
Jesper Sorensen's side, the first team in the modern era of MLS to reach the final of every competition they've played in during the same calendar year. They're trailing here as we head towards half-time, and a yellow card shown there for Ocampo. So an own goal and a yellow card for the young Colombian.
This is a naughty one, look. This is a naughty one from Ocampo. He knows what he's doing. Gets his shoulder out. Definitely yellow card. Doesn't really raise his elbow, and he could have been in more trouble. He just sort of uses his back to sort of block out Baltazar Rodriguez, but he's had a tough half. It's disappointing for me. I really enjoyed this lad's performances this season, but the way that he's playing in this half, the way things have went for him, 22 years old, still relatively inexperienced. I wonder if a decision's to be made at half-time or whether he comes back out.
He could push Laborda to the right and then bring Tate Johnson back in.
Could. Just depends how he feels where he is mentally. Ocampo, as Laborda's a little late there on Allende. Actually Salvetti.
Is that not a yellow?
Could be, he's away.
Nothing given.
And it's vicious, isn't it? He knows what he's doing. Cynical free kick from Laborda. Blue Fisher's in the tough half here. He's been involved in a lot of the action. He's certainly had very good moments, but he's missed a couple as well. But I gotta say, in the referee's defence has been a very hard half to the referee. There's been a few things out there that I think for Drew Fisher has meant that the pace of this game has been really high.
It doesn't help when you've got the stars of Miami in your ear all half long. 1 minute of the 2 being added on at the end of the half, still to be played. As Messi stands over this free kick here for Inter Miami. The Whitecaps 1 down since the 8th minute Ocampo own goal. Messi's ball in, flicked on, Taco able to watch that one over the bar.
It's a little bit of flick on. But Michael said that's never going to cause too many problems for Taco, who watches it right on the top of it.
Just gets a World Cup winner with Spain in 2010. Hasn't scored Drew Fisher's whistle brings a close to the first half of the 30th all-time MLS Cup. Rocco Rios-Novo denying Emmanuel Sabi from close range as the Whitecaps look to level. But it's the own goal scored 8 minutes in by Eddie Ocampo that has Vancouver trailing Miami in the break by 1-0.
Think it can't get any better? We think you should have more. More confidence. More space. More style. And who doesn't want more fun? We all deserve more. That's why there's an SUVW for everyone. Taos, Tiguan, Atlas, CarSport, and the all-electric ID4.
It takes ages to build character. From the age of enlightenment to the age of rekindled passion. That's why Gibson's Finest Rare is aged for 12 years. Gibson's Finest, one for the ages.
Wouldn't life be great if you didn't have to wait to upsize for your dream retirement? Invest with Fidelity, and reaching your goals may just take less time than you think.
On a crisp winter night by a couch twice their size, gathered a family who saw things with childlike eyes. What was this festive feel? Why, the Tim's holiday meal. There were lattes and donuts topped off with Biscoff, flatbread pizzas with festive fun socks. Let's light up the tree, we heard them cheer. Oh, well, they laughed. A small blunder, my dear. So if you too want that magical feel, feed your inner child with the Tim's holiday meal.
Exceptional. That's not a word Canadians throw around lightly. It's a distinction that's earned. And you'll know it when you feel it. North Star Bets. Exceptionally Canadian.
Allow yourself to give in to a rich indulgence. Fleeting, yes.
Busted. Treating yourself doesn't have to be fancy.
Sweeten the small stuff with new Gaily chocolate whipped cream.
I got something that you never heard. Sounds sweet like a dessert. Ice cold, but you say it burn. Not the same, but you wish you were. In the grass, the bed, on the phone, my big ass. Pussy with the eyes, I'm gonna do it big. Slide, bounce, going in town. I'ma do it down, loud, just lose yourself.
It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you rep your club in style.
At the half, presented by Continental Tire, and the Vancouver Whitecaps are down early in the game, and it's as a result of a little bit of a mistake here by Ocampo. You have Agende crossing over to Silvetti, but Ocampo gets his foot on it and taps it in the back of the net. Inter Miami lead 1-0 at the half. Now these are the first half stats for the match. Vancouver dominating possession. They have 3 shots on target. They had some pretty threatening chances at the end of this half, but still not enough to find the equalizer for Messi and Inter Miami. Peg, what a scrappy match. 3 yellow cards already, and just a phenomenal They seem to find their footing again, but let's get into that goal early on in the game. A disastrous mistake.
It was a bad mistake, certainly at this level when you're looking at the mistake that's come round overall, because I think that both sides, as you say, Camilla, started quite nervy, particularly the Whitecaps. They couldn't really get into the match, and it was good feet out wide by Lionel Messi, who's had a little involvement in the game, really, as much as we spoke about him and Muller, but he sets the goal up, and once Tristan Blackman steps in, Eddie Ocampo stayed too deep. He then tries to rectify for his mistake by not keeping in line with Tristan Blackman. He's clearly playing Allende onside, and overall, Camilla, it's such a bad goal at this level to concede, and in trying, as I said, in trying to rectify the mistake, he puts it in his own goal. But in all honesty, it was probably what Miami deserved at the start of the game, because they were the side that were really pressing the Whitecaps. And other than that chance that we created, they had not really tested Takayoko more for lots in the second. I think there was more for the Whitecaps to come, as you said, towards the back end of the half. It came from them.
Messi not really involved is the kind of player that he doesn't really need to. He shows up when he has to. But Muller is someone who has surprised me. I mean, we knew that he was dealing with a little bit of an injury coming into this game. We haven't really been seeing the top level of Muller that we usually see.
No, I think that's fair to say. And again, that's probably for the first 30 minutes. He actually looked a little bit nervous. He was struggling to find space, really, in central areas. We know that he likes to float over to the left-hand side to try and have a bit of a connection with Ali Ahmed. It actually wasn't quite working, that connection, through that first 30, 35 minutes of the game, Camilla. He wasn't really able to find the space, and you could see what the Inter Miami were trying to do. They were trying to just suffocate him straight away when he was getting onto the ball. And this was the type of plays you were getting from him, really. Again, very little chance to get the hold of the ball, but when he did, it was a giveaway because he was forced to try to make forced into an error by trying to pass forward quickly. Very little from Muller, as I said, for the first 30, 35 minutes of the game, but he did open the game up late on in the half.
Absolutely. I mean, Muller is recovering a little bit. We saw that he did set up Sabi with a potential opportunity. The first big real threat for Vancouver. Then he himself gets an opportunity. Are we going to see more of Muller in the second half? Are you excited from what you're seeing, at least at the end of this half?
Well, I think it gives us optimism that Muller will start to have an impact on this game. As you say there, Camilla, he created the best chance of the half for Emmanuel Sabi. Emmanuel Sabi simply should score, and that's the way that I looked at that, because once the ball was cleared by Inter Miami, Ocampo put a really good ball back into a dangerous area, and that is a magnificent touch by Thomas Muller, and he has to score. If you look at it from all angles of this, and you see that he actually allows the ball to come down. He knows he's got time. He's actually quite relaxed in taking the chance. The second chance for Muller, I think Muller should do better, to be honest with you, Camilla, because he gets a good look at the cross and it's coming in. I think he gets up high over the defender and should head it down. This one, the ball went to Kubas. I think Brian White should do better and maybe throw himself at the cross that goes in. But just those little snippets at the end of the half showed me that the Whitecaps will be better in the second half. Maybe there could be changes throughout the side, but I think that the Whitecaps give us all a little bit more optimism going into the second half, yes.
Okay, well, you mentioned changes. What would you do if you were Jesper Sorensen? You know, Tate Johnson was 50-50. Are you taking out Priso? Are you taking out Ocampo? What's kind of the move that you would do?
Well, I think bringing Tate Johnson, which I would do actually, I'd bring Tate Johnson in because I think it gives them more balance. Eddie Ocampo has been poor through the half. He's just got a yellow card. Stevie spoke about that during that, or towards the end of that first half. Maybe Mateus Laborda could go to right back, maybe Ralph Priso, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tate Johnson comes in because I just think it makes them a little bit more balanced going forward when they're in possession.
Well, a scrappy game, an exciting game, and everything on the line for Inter Miami and the Vancouver Whitecaps. When we come back from this, we're going to be talking to MLS Commissioner Don Garber in Chase Stadium. We'll be right back.
Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV. It's your chance to give back. And your safety check. Whoa. All at an incredible value. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox.
Wish and win up to $25,000 on a new Chevrolet vehicle when you purchase by January 2nd. See your dealer for contest details and a chance to win.
This Christmas, something big is coming to theaters. Let's go! And they're about to go. Ahoy! Where they've never gone before.
Passion is at the center of everything we do because it drives our relentless pursuit of excellence.
Drive the ball through. Get it clear now.
To bring home the win.
Deja las celebraciones a los profesionales.
And we'll stick to tires. The smart choice in tires.
Wouldn't life be great if you didn't have to wait for that bucket list trip? Invest with Fidelity, and reaching your goals may just take less time than you think.
Wow, tell me about these. They're so beautiful. Can't wait for Christmas. Just saying.
When you don't use bounce, dryer heat can be a real monster. It turns clothes into static magnets for your hair. Use bounce to stop it. If you want static-resistant clothes,
Monday on Prime. When two rivals face off, sparks will fly. Lightning, Maple Leafs. Nylander, all alone, he scores! Monday at 7:30. Prime Monday Night Hockey.
It's on Monday. It's only on Prime.
Chase Stadium hosting the MLS Cup final. Let's head back inside to Farhan, who is joined by MLS Commissioner Don Garber.
Don, you're 45 minutes away from being able to present this. First, your thoughts in the first half. A lot of chances, both stars pretty engaged and involved.
Well, it feels like a final. Super competitive, very intense, unbelievable crowd. So that's what you want for your final. I think they delivered in the first half.
I want to ask you about just some comments you made around the Whitecaps and the future of that franchise, a desire for a new stadium, better existing stadium deal. I've heard some positive things on that file in the last couple of days, but what can you tell us?
Well, let's start with this is a moment for the city of Vancouver, for the province, for the country, and a moment for Major League Soccer and our desire to support the game in Canada. But we've got a challenge. You've got a team that has fans, that has owners, that really has done everything to deliver for the region. And we have an untenable situation with the stadium. We're trying hard with the Premier, with his folks, to try to see if we can come up with a solution. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do that, but they need a place to play that's going to be like where Miami will be playing this spring, in a beautiful stadium that's going to show the world what MLS is, and I'm not quite sure we can do that today in Vancouver with their facility.
I ask you about just the future of the league, and a big announcement has been the changing of the schedule to align with the global calendar. What do you think that's going to bring the league in terms of benefits?
I've said forever that Canada's a soccer nation. We don't need to teach Canadians to love the game. And one of the things that we've been trying to do in the rest of North America is to try to ensure that we could align with the global game. Not just be connected to them, but compete with them. And the international calendar change is an example of that. 3 new stadiums, Miami, New York, and Chicago is an example of that. Many new things that you'll hear about in the year to come.
Thanks for this. Enjoy the second half.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, it's Lionel Messi and Inter Miami ahead at the first half. The Thomas Muller and the Vancouver Whitecaps chasing history. The second half is coming up next, and Luke and Stevie will take us there.
Of course I did. Good point.
Jameson. It's an Irish whiskey. And a global family. Full of people who never take themselves too seriously. Yes, they're all different, but they share the same spirit. Must be part of the family. Must be a Jameson.
Legendary. It's seeing your third Vegas sunrise in a row, hitting a jackpot from your subway seats, a secret spot you can tell everyone about tomorrow, or a story you'll tell for the rest of your lives. Whatever makes it legendary for you, it can all happen here. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
Join us every Tuesday for the Park the Bus podcast as we continue to count down to
been looking very good, and we just need to stay calm, not jump into a lot of discussions because they throw themselves to the ground all the time. We just have to focus on the game.
What about just when you're at halftime of a championship game, what's the message? Is it emotional? Is it tactics? Where do you want their heads at?
A couple of tactical stuff and then keep it cool.
Thanks for this.
Thank you.
20,000 people in BC Place for the watch party taking place right now. But their Whitecaps side is trailing at the break by 1-0. Vancouver with one win in the regular season when trailing at half-time. That was October the 11th when they got a late victory against Orlando City, penultimate game of the regular season. Doesn't look right now as if there have been any changes made from either of the coaches as we head into the final 45 minutes of the 30th MLS Cup. The final 45 minutes for Inter Miami here before they move to downtown Miami and their new stadium at Freedom Park next year. Little Messi hasn't got involved too much in the first 45 minutes, but how many times have we said that down the years about Messi, and then all of a sudden he springs into life? Thomas Muller the same.
Yeah, Thomas Muller has been on the edge of things, but Messi even more so. He's had very little touches, very little influence, but as we know, it doesn't necessarily matter with him. He's patient, he'll wait on his chance, and when he gets it, he normally finds the right pass, the right decision, the right strike at the right time. So a big half this, of course, MLS Cup for both sides.
Into Miami, 45 minutes away from winning a first MLS Cup to add to the Supporters' Shield trophy that they won last season and the Leagues Cup that they won in 2023. The Whitecaps, the five-time Canadian champions, have won that Canadian Championship trophy and hoisted the Voyagers Cup the last 4 years in a row. This is their third final of the year, but they have to come from behind here against a star-studded Miami lineup if they are to take this one to extra time or win it in 90. Takoga's ball forward down that far side, picked up by Ian Fraser. He looks to bring it forward. Ali Ahmed battles and gets the free kick given against him in the opening minutes of this second half. Jesper Sorensen, former Brøndby boss, the 52-year-old Dane, who also coached the Denmark under-20 Wilkins, appointed in mid-January after over 3 years of Manny Sartini being in charge of Vancouver. And the pressure coming here from Brian White. He wants the corner. And the goal kick is given. Jesper Sorensen, the sixth permanent Whitecaps head coach in their MLS history.
Good pressure from Brian White. Should have been a corner, comes off no Allen. Pretty clear there. Bad decision by the assistant referee on the near side.
Falcon. Wide to the right it goes. Ian Frey able to control it there on that far touchline. Empty stands around Chase Stadium as Miami fans are slow to get back into their seats after the half-time break. The 2,000 Whitecaps fans packed in behind the goal as Sammy plays this one forward. First tackle coming in. Sammy plays it across towards Andreas Kubas. Down the border. Ahmed down the left side up against Frey. Way opens up a little bit here for Ali Ahmed, and pushed through for White, and Ahmed goes down, and a free kick given here for the foul by Falcon.
And a yellow, and rightly so. Falcon was caught out there, all ends up, and actually it's a great foul to give away from Miami's point of view, because Ali Ahmed's in here, he knows he can't stay with Ahmed, he just shoves him over. You see the gap that's been created. Busquets even as well is in on that as well. A little bit of a collision, then there's a gap there that Ali Ahmed's breaking through. That is cynical but experienced stuff from Falcon. A little bit of a combination of Busquets. Free kick given, or is it maybe 25 yards out? Berhalter will fancy this, it's in a great spot.
try and find a way back on level terms. Sebastian Berhalter and Ali Ahmed, the two players standing over it. Berhalter certainly the favourite to take it. Sebastian Berhalter looking for a first ever MLS postseason goal.
That's disappointing. He would have been excited like us at the prospect of Berhalter with his quality from the dead ball to really trouble Rocco Rios Novo there, but that was very tentative from the US international.
The Whitecaps looking to win a first league title since 2008. October 12th, 2008 at Swangard Stadium. They beat the Puerto Rico Islanders by 2-1 to win the old USL Division I Championship. It was their second title in 3 years after also winning it in 2006. As the 86ers, they won the CSL Championship 4 years in a row from 88 to 91. They won the Soccer Bowl in 1979 as the village of Vancouver came together and watched Trevor Wymark score goals at Giant Stadium to win by 2-1. Now in 2025, the Whitecaps in a first MLS Cup have work to do here if they are to topple into Miami. Berhalter. Cubas. Across it goes here towards Ralph Priso. Namola. Cubas with the ball forward towards Priso. Ali Ahmed cutting inside, he's fouled.
He's furious. He feels like constantly being fouled by Frey as soon as he gets a yard past them.
So it's taken quickly here. Ali Ahmed along the byline goes down in the challenge from Falcone, who is right on top of Ali Ahmed with a few words for the Toronto-born youngster.
Yeah, it goes over too easily here. Ali Ahmed, I don't think he's diving or anything. I think it's just more the weight difference between Ahmed and Falcone. Got a few words, but this has been the tactic from Miami all afternoon to try and wind Vancouver up, just get in their faces, hold it to the act. Ahmed does quite well just to keep his head there. It's a good start to the second half. He's had a bit of joy. He's getting in the game a lot. There's definitely more coming through that left-hand side than Sabi on the right. We're going to be in the 52nd minute, I think, at some point quite soon. Jesper Sorensen will be looking to Ryan Gold in a number of different areas where he could come on and impact this game.
Campbell will take the throw on the near side here. Final game in the career of Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Will they finish as champions? And Campbell looking to get the cross in, and he has won the free kick here. Noah Allen with the foul.
He's got no eyes on the ball. He's trying to just keep Ocampo from getting on it. Look at these words from Muller to Ocampo. Lovely to see that. You can see he's trying to encourage his full-back who had a tough first half, but there's still plenty of time to go to impact this game. There was a foul. There was no actual attempt there to play the ball from Noah Allen. Just trying to obstruct Ocampo. Again, Berhalter, he's had a few free kicks, especially from wider areas, where he can try and put that perfect delivery on somebody's head.
It comes from Berhalter. The distance on the header away. Here's Ali Ahmed. Berhalter through towards Ahmed. He's got some space here. Steps into the box. Ali Ahmed couldn't get past Noah Allen. 21-year-old Miami
Novo punches away. I think it's Thomas Muller's crossing from the far side. Here come Miami chasing forward. Priso favourite to get there in the challenge with Silvet.
There's two things here, Luke. They're going to keep on this, Vancouver, because we're starting to see signs of their energy and their running ability having some joy now in this game, and they've got to be careful of the counter-attack because Miami are still so dangerous.
Malcolm. Uruguayan playing it down that right side from a Colo man in his first year in Major League Soccer. Loves a battle, doesn't he? We've seen that already today. Yeah. Falcone is on a yellow card. Brought down here by Thomas Muller. Stepping in to get there ahead of Ali Ahmed. Gets forward, Blackman heads it back over halfway. Rodrigo de Paul into space for Jordi Alba. 4 postseason assists in for Jordi Alba. Final game of his career. 11 years with Barcelona before joining Miami in July of 2023. Scored in the 2012 Euro final, 4-0 win against Italy. He was named the team of the tournament. Alba playing in 3 World Cups and 3 Euros. Miami are going to make the first change of the game. Glasgow Segovia is getting set to come in. It's Rodrigo de Paul. Forward he goes. Miami have the ball. Vancouver with over 80% of the possession in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Yeah. Busquets wide to the left for Jordi Alba. Alba with the ball into the middle. Takamura read it well. Punches away, but it's headed back forward by Messi. So we saw him score in on that. Playoffs already.
I don't know if Priso got a little touch to that, Luke. It just seemed like it was going to be dealt with easily, but it was always drifting away from the Whitecaps defender. Not a convincing punch this from Takamura. Doesn't get the distance on it, and then Priso stretching. Does he get anything on it? No. But it just, fortunately for the Whitecaps, so close. Drops the wrong side of the post for Javier Mascherano, whose enthusiasm, passion has been on show all afternoon, and Segovia's on the field now. Not sure who for yet.
Rodriguez.
Right, makes sense. It's a change that they go to quite often. Segovia's a player who doesn't drop the performance too much for Miami. He's an excellent son to be bringing on.
Segovia, Venezuelan international. He's got 16 caps for Venezuela, first year in Major League Soccer, and Segovia is the first change made by Javier Mascherano.
1-0 todavía, no puede ser, hermano. 1-0 con 114 minutos de reproducción. Más de 800 personas activas, bueno, un pico de 8 personas, un pico de 9 personas. A ver, seguimos con los votos, 21 votos, 1-2, vamos a ver las votaciones aquí, 21 votos, Inter de Miami queda campeón, bueno, vamos a esperar todavía, no se ha terminado el partido, muchachos, no se terminó el partido, chicos. Ya volveremos a transmitir, como antes, muchachos, como antes, para que se sigan activando, para que se sigan activando.
Well done, Falcone, as well. Two great pieces of defending by the centre-backs there who were in vulnerable situations.
Messi's ball forward, sliding in, the challenge, and then Blackman. Berhalter with the tackle.
Such a competitive game, isn't it? Maybe not been the spectacle. Nobody's given an inch this afternoon in Chase Stadium.
Can you
pasa nada en ese segundo tiempo. No pasa nada en ese segundo tiempo.
Standing there looking forward, it's one-on-one with Messi.
It's incredible, isn't it? Pinch himself where he's came from.
Here's an opportunity for Vancouver's white slice it through Muller. The challenge couldn't quite get that one through towards Savi.
Yeah, how far he's come, Ralph Priso, in terms of the development of his career, and even just the last few months, the season in Vancouver, how he's really taken to that position. Even that instance there, I thought he should have lent time to Messi, allowed the space. He was patient enough to trust his own 1v1 work against one of the greatest dribblers of all time.
Vamos, vamos muchachos. A ver. Ataca. Vancouver. Uy, la tuvo. 1-1 se pone el partido. 1-1 y no sé si se lo vayan a anular, No, 1-1 se pone el compromiso, chicos. Se pone el compromiso 1-1, muchachos. Esta noche no volvimos. Gol de Ahmed, número 23. 23. Ahmed metió el gol. Qué gol tan bobo, hermano. Mejor estuvo la asistencia, Vamos, chicos. 1-1, Inter de Miami, vamos.
He gets one in MLS Cup. Hadn't scored all season long in MLS, in the regular season or post-season. But it's Ali Ahmed's goal that has this one tied. And now, what can the Whitecaps do against a tiring Miami side?
He's been absolutely the best player for the Whitecaps as well, look. And it's not that he's had loads of joy, but it's his attitude, the way that he's kept going. He's been excellent in the second half. And it's been about perseverance and just keep getting the ball and going at defenders and asking them to defend. And the intensity that they brought out, whatever words Jesper Sorensen had at half-time, his team have been easily the best in the second half. They have to keep it up. The game's here for the taking.
Here's Savi gliding forward. Muller's in space. Savi might go all the way. Savi!
¡Ay! Casi le mete el segundo. Se salvó el Inter de Miami el segundo. ¡Ay! Casi le mete el segundo, Chicos, casi le meten el segundo Inter de Miami, muchachos. Se salvó por un poquito. La salvó Falcon a lo último, pero casi las embarra. No creo.
Really on top at the moment. They've got to keep going here. They've got to keep up this pace. Miami can't cope with them.
Wide open here as Alba plays it across towards Lionel Messi. The Whitecaps on top. The scoreline level. And Emmanuel Savi hitting both posts. Ali Ahmed's goal leveling things here. Ahmed with 2 assists last week in the final against San Diego of the Western Conference.
Pueden seguir votando, muchachos. Pueden seguir votando, chicos.
2 goals and an assist in the last 2 matches now for Brian White. 60th minute leveler from Ali Ahmed.
Keep playing that ball, Luke. As soon as they feel the pressure from Miami, it should go into White, who is just getting the better all the time of Noah Allen and Maxi Falcone at the moment.
And
ball from Rodrigo de Paul. This is a game we expected, this end-to-end stuff, this pace, this energy, lots of action. It's a risky game for Vancouver to play. They can win it with their legs, but they can also lose it because of guys like Messi's quality on the counter-attack. So, I mean, the balance has to be there, but you just feel like fortune will favour the brave in this 2025 MLS Cup, and the Whitecaps have to gamble if they want to win this.
And one of the things we know, when you say fortune favours the brave, the Whitecaps are brave. We've seen it time and time again this season. Berhalter swings this one in towards the back post. It was glanced away by Busquets, and Allende going across to the far side to clear it away. If it's level after 90, it would be extra time and then penalties to decide who wins MLS Cup. The Whitecaps already winning on penalties twice in the postseason this year. They got by LAFC in the Western semi-final at BC Place. 2-2 after extra time. It led 2-0 in that game through Savi and Labora. They finished with 9 men with the Blackman sending off and then the Halbuni injury. Incredible performance against LAFC that night. That comes towards Ali Ahmed once again. They also won on penalties in game 2 to win that 3-game series against Dallas. Yellow card coming here on Blackman.
He's got to read that, Blackman, and be a little bit smarter there. Comes flying in, he's got no choice but to close line Matteo Salvetti. Now he's on a yellow. Coming off that red from the LAFC game. This is a goal again. Love it. Great stuff. Into white. Ahmed's patient, he knows he's in space. Ian Frey has to come narrow, and Rios Novo should save it, but you got to say it's great finish from Ali Ahmed, giving him the eyes, going the near side on the goalkeeper. Risso's down now. Nobody near him, just felt something there. That last play.
Well, it wouldn't be a Whitecaps game without an injury concern defensively, would it? Ryan Gold getting set to come in. Let's see what happens here with Risso. I wonder if it will be goal for Moore at this midway point in the half.
Watch me quiet in the second half, isn't he? I just think that if he is fit, he still feels like he's got something in him. It's a big call to take him off with his influence and his big game experience. Goal coming on is great to see. He's a player that I'm sure has been delighted by his team's success, but I certainly have had a tinge of disappointment. The fact that he's in to watch a lot of these games, knowing how much he could contribute. Well, he's coming on, looks like the 68th minute of an MLS Cup with the scores tied at 1-1, and this could be the most important of games for him to show all his quality, maybe have a deciding say in the match.
Hooper getting set to come in here as well. That's Gold. A mid-season addition for the Whitecaps. From Belgium, central defender coming in.
It's a big call, this, Luke, isn't it? Hooper coming on here. Got Tate Johnson on the bench. You could have put Laporta inside, but it's a big call. And also, looks like Ali Ahmed might have went off there, just getting a quick glance at that. Ahmed walking, seemed like on the sidelines. We'll get confirmation of that. That's a big call as well. Ahmed had so much success in the second half.
It's only a second MLS appearance for Jodrik Puma for the Whitecaps. This will be the most minutes he's played since joining the club. Played in game 1 against Dallas, coming on right at the end of that game.
Interesting call to keep Sabi on, take off Rival. Not surprised that Thomas Muller stayed on, assuming that he felt like he was okay to do so, but we'll see if it's the right call from Jesper Sorensen. Sabi, probably more of a goal threat, even though Ali Ahmed has the Whitecaps goal this afternoon.
Ali Ahmed, the second Canadian-born player to score a goal in MLS Cup, joining Dwayne De Rosario, who did it twice. Here's Rodrigo de Paul. Challenge, and here's Thomas Muller carrying this ball forward over halfway, slid through towards goals, just behind Muller here.
A ver, ¿qué está pasando?
Whitecaps headed towards the 2,000 travelling fans in this second half. And the announced attendance at BC Place for the watch party as well is 20,452.
Minuto 70.
Blackman through the middle. Thomas Muller wins it back here. Down the left side it goes. Lost it from Sabi. Cleared by Busquets.
Not a bad ball from Sabi. Thought Muller was a bit on his heels.
And here's Allende. 8 goals so far in the postseason. Passes starting to go astray from Miami. Messi wins it back. Messi slides it through for Rodrigo de Paul. It's de Paul! It's 2-1 Miami! The Argentine World Cup winners combine to give Miami the lead once more in MLS Cup. It's his first MLS postseason goal.
It's a celebration inside Chase Stadium, based more on relief than joy this look, because the second half's not went well, and it's Andres Cubas, one of Vancouver's best performers all season, who makes a big mistake, coughs up possession right at the feet of Messi, in a position where you just can't afford a man of this quality to have the ball. Picks the right pass, great run from Rodrigo de Paul, and he wins the battle with Takaoka, slots it into the corner of the net. Disappointment for the Whitecaps, but Miami showed us just why they're in this position with the star power that they have, and the players that have been there, done it, got the t-shirt at this level, ice in their veins. Reyes Novo celebrates after his error. Mascherano is relieved and delighted. Miami have the lead again in this pulsating match.
A 71st minute goal. The Whitecaps were back level for a little over 10 minutes. It's Rodrigo de Paul. It's 14 goal contributions now for Lionel Messi, who extends his own post-season MLS record. That's 6 goals, 8 assists in 5 post-season games this year.
Incredible look. He's not in his best game, doesn't matter, because when you've got someone with that quality, you just know that if he gets the right position, he'll pick the right pass. Not a hard one for a player like him. And Rodrigo de Paul does the rest.
Alba with the ball through the middle. Laporta defending. Allende putting on the pressure.
It's not over this game, but there's plenty of time to go.
Give it away once
I
again.
believe that's a bad one.
Cubas will get a yellow card. Messi fouled.
That's a bad one. Messi nicks in there ahead of Cubas, he just swipes out. goes all in, he doesn't get the ball. Messi takes a whack, rolls over 2 or 3 times. No complaints, nothing more. It wasn't particularly dangerous, but an absolute certain yellow card.
Saying goodbye today to their temporary home in Florida, the site of the old Lockhart Stadium. Their training facility you can see just behind the back of the stadium. All those pitches there, they'll continue to use that when they move to Miami downtown for the new stadium at Freedom Park next year. But will they leave with a win? Will they leave with an MLS Cup? Uncharacteristically, Kubas having his pocket picked.
Yeah. Say Messi defensively for that goal, and in the last few minutes some of his decisions to press, he does so well. He just reads what Kubas is going to do. He nicks in there, the Beckham family celebrate what is an extremely important goal. We'll just see what happens in the next 15 minutes or so, how important that goal is to this team's success, but it's put them right back in the driving seat.
Yellow to Kubas is the 6th of the game. Messi's ball into the middle, hanging behind by Brian White from Miami corner. Kubas, the 4th Whitecaps player into the book as the clock ticks round to the final 15 minutes.
This is where you know that the experience of Messi, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Rodrigo de Paul, managing big games and understanding now when you're in the lead to kill the tempo and to control the match, control where the football is vitally important. You can see how much Messi's slowing this down. No need to rush it. They want to take the sting out of Vancouver, not give them any more hope.
Lionel Messi with the corner on the far side. First corner of the game, headed away there by Ryan Gold. Gold coming on in the second half with Rupert. Driso and Lara, the two Canadians made way. It's at 1-1. Another change coming very shortly as Javier Mascherano prepares substitution on the near side. Mascherano, the 41-year-old head coach, born in San Lorenzo. Is he about to lead Miami to an MLS Cup in his first season?
Messi again setting the press loop.
The ball down the left side. Silvetti chasing towards the byline. Silvetti's ball in. Whitecaps holding on right
2-1
now.
Inter de Miami, ¿no?
Yeah, it's took the sting out of them. They've been deflated by that goal. We've got to go
Que
again.
lo
He
sigue
can't feel
ganando
sorry
el
for
Inter de
himself. They're going to
Miami.
step up another 15-20 yards here.
Pero
Throw caution to the wind. Get Muller and Ryan Gold near each other and allow Sabi to go and support. Brian White a little bit more. Fullbacks need to be higher.
Yannick Wright getting set to come in for Miami.
Ay, no va a haber opción de pena, hermano. No va a haber opción de pena, no va a haber opción de
On the
nada.
scoreline, Rodrigo de Paul fouled. Right now, he is the match winner. It's just Rodrigo de Paul's second into Miami goal. His last goal coming against Pumas in the League's Cup back in the group stage in August. Silvetti makes way for Yannick Wright. Yannick Wright, the 24-year-old, born in Milan. Picked up by Miami in the draft. He was the 15th overall pick in 2024. time in MLS Next Pro. Now he comes on for the biggest moment of his young MLS career. Miami hoping to win a trophy for the third successive year. The League's Cup, the Supporters' Shield. Yet to win MLS Cup. A little over 10 minutes away, plus stoppage time. So Campo plays it down the right side. It's picked up by Sammy. Blackman. Move back out towards the far side.
Vamos, 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 vamos. Estamos recuperando, muchachos. Estamos recuperando. Faltan 10 minutos para que termine el compromiso exactamente. Y lo va ganando Inter de Miami 2-1, chicos. 2-1.
For Miami to stop Vancouver, the engine room, which has been so successful.
An MLS record 8 postseason assists from Lionel Messi, 2 players that won a trophy together in Qatar, the World Cup with Argentina in 2022, combining to put Miami on the verge of an MLS Cup. Alba down the left side in his final career game. Segovia chasing, gives away the free kick as Campo is fouled. And now the Whitecaps are in a rush.
They're in a rush, but they can't afford to totally panic. There's still plenty of time. It's just they've lost momentum. Look, they've got to get that back first and foremost. Start playing this game up in Miami's defensive half where it was for the first 25 minutes of this half.
They've been a better team for the large part of the second 45.
Yeah, but the goals robbed them. That's what I'm trying to say. They've really dropped off since that goal. It's almost like some of the belief has gone. They've got to find that really quickly.
All chasing forward, couldn't quite win that one back. Now Brian White will press as Miami look to play their way out of trouble. Segovia backwards down the left side. Alba's ball high towards halfway. Blackman comes across in the challenge with Yannick Bright. Javier Mascherano, the edge of his technical area, just tells his players to calm down. The Whitecaps getting set for another change here. Haven't really seen the best of Kenji Cabrera so far. He'll come on to replace Andreas Kubas. Sorensen talking about the incredible potential of Kenji Cabrera, but recently he had a long trip away on international duty and used sparingly in his Whitecaps career up to this point. Can he make an impact here in the final 10 minutes, Kenji Cabrera? 22-year-old Peru international.
He's going to... There's this moment, isn't it? How much will this come back down?
Después que ya pasamos más de 1000 personas en reproducción, Ya pasamos más de 1000 personas y eso es muy positivo.
Of this game, a game of inches, we always say it. It's about moments, and sometimes they don't go for you, and that certainly didn't for Vancouver. Corner kick. Switch again. Sammy's going to get back into this game. Kenji Cabrera has went into the centre of the park, but he's going to get forward along. Going where Kubas is, but playing a different kind of game. Chance here for Berhalter to find a delivery that he's done so often in the colours of the Vancouver Whitecaps.
The Whitecaps' first corner of the game. They've scored 103 goals this season. 24 of them have come after the 80th minute of games. Berhalter's ball into the middle. Rocco Rios no more punches. This is Kenji Cabrera. And a foul given here. Is it handball?
Yeah, well, a handball, deliberate handball from Messi. Kenji Cabrera's asking if he did that, then it should be a yellow. Drew Fisher doesn't want any irony of it. He doesn't want to put Lionel Messi. Don't know if it was intentional, but if it was, it should be a yellow. Drew Fisher should recognise that. Maybe it was, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Tan solo 7 minutos del partido.
Rolls ball back in here towards Brewerholzer, who sends this one logging towards the edge of the box. Cabrera was climbing Cooper, trying to get there. It's driven over the bar by Savi. Miami players after the referee, Drew Fisher once again. You just wonder if Jesper Sorensen senses this isn't his team's afternoon.
Well, can't afford to think like that. He's got to keep in this match, keep believing. But I gotta say, since they scored Miami, they've managed the game very well, whether you like it or not. They've really done a good job of slowing things down, getting in the referee's face, creating deflection tactics, let's call it, from the actual action, fluidity on the park. There's no substitute for the kind of experience that a lot of these players in pink have at the highest level.
Towards the final 5 minutes. It's out for a goal kick. Mascherano covering a heck of a lot of ground on the touchline today.
Yes, it's incredible to see that player who's achieved so much. I know he's in a different career now as a head coach, but how invested he is in this match and
Chicos,
how emotional he's getting.
estamos a 5 minutos de que termine el compromiso. Inter de Miami lo sigue ganando 2-1. Un partido bastante movido, un partido que ha sido muy de ida y vuelta. Inter de Miami ha tenido opciones muy claras, se han salvado un montón también, es verdad. Pero bueno. Rodrigo de Paul, que calienta más el clásico, que calienta más el partidito. Que calienta más el partido. Rodrigo de Paul sale Inter de Miami. Uy, qué fuerte abajo, fuerte patada duro contra un jugador del Inter de Miami. Hay dos jugadores tirados en el terreno de juego. La Borda, tarjeta amarilla para la Borda. Fuerte abajo contra Segovia, Fuerte abajo contra Segovia. Le sacaron tarjeta amarilla. Uf. Tarjeta amarilla merecida, chicos. Tarjeta amarilla merecida para Cabrera. Tarjeta amarilla para el número 17 de Vancouver. Bueno, muchachos. ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar este partido? ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar este partido? Yo digo que ya ese partido está escrito. Es lo que yo pienso, Ya no hay mucho que hacerle a ese partido tampoco. No hay mucho que hacerle a ese partido, ya está para mí hecho literal. Beckham, que se encuentra desde el palco. Inter de Miami ya se va a consagrar. Buena, Leo. Bien, Leo, Bien, Leo. Ya casi se despiden los jugadores de Barcelona. Por tantos años juntos. Jugando en la élite. Y ya se está terminando. Game over. Y ya se está terminando esta era. Lindo lo que pudieron disfrutar. Aparte de todo, muchas gracias a todos los que estuvieron presentes, a todos los que estuvieron votando, a todos los que estuvieron en las encuestas, a todos los que aportaron su grano de arena hoy en la transmisión. Muchas gracias, muchachos. Muchas gracias, chicos. Vamos, Miami. A mí Inter de Miami es campeón. Indiscutiblemente. Indiscutiblemente son campeones, ¿eh? Indiscutiblemente.
Whitecaps with 90 seconds plus stoppage time to try and salvage something here. The border brings it forward. Berhalter. Cooper's ball down the left side. Cabrera back into the middle. This is Sebastian Berhalter. Now Xavi running it Allende. Rodrigo de Paul is looking to get a challenge in. It's Tristan Blackman. Late goals have been a theme for this Vancouver side. As the ball is played into the middle here, it'll be cleared away by Alba.
A bit hopeful though, that kind of ball. They've got to move the football quicker, try and stretch. Miami is just a little slow and a little predictable from the Whitecaps at the moment.
Praise down. Miami won't mind the stoppage at this point.
Yeah. But a grab shouldn't be allowed to waste time here. Jane Nelson coming on. As for the Whitecaps, Drew Fisher should be moving Ian Frey off the field to get this game moving. Looks like he'll probably be substituting for Wygant, who's there at the moment. Sabi's off for Nelson.
Jayden Nelson, the Canadian international, comes in for stoppage time. The Whitecaps MLS hopes hanging by a thread.
Jayden Nelson started this Whitecaps season with a scintillating performance in Portland, where he showed all his qualities, carry half, a say, and added time here in MLS Cup.
Because of the changes, we're yet to see the board come up for stoppage time to indicate how much time the Whitecaps will have. 7 minutes being added on here at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale as the Whitecaps throw comes in, cleared away by Segovia, and Messi chasing forward here, and Lionel Messi is away down the right side. He looks towards the middle as Miami look to try and finish the game off. He just checks back for De Paul. Here's Messi, closed down by Berhalter. Well, the Aussie wins a free kick here. Oh, he's still going, Messi. Messi to the byline. Blackman with a challenge. Out to Busquets at the edge of the box. Couldn't find the ball through to Messi. Miami committing numbers forward there, actually.
Vancouver throw down the line quickly. Ball went up front enough. Actually run out of steam a bit here in the second half. The Whitecaps came at the time of the goal. You don't know how much that affected them mentally, but they've not found a way of re-energising after that. Could be fatigue. Certainly look like they're dead on their feet out here, even though there's 5 more minutes to go.
Just gets away over halfway. Lionel Messi trying to get there is offside. Into the final 5 minutes being added on. To Jayden Nelson it goes. Goal kick.
Not a good ball though, Lou. Not a good ball from Berhalter. If he's going to play it forward, it has to go more central on a bit of a diagonal, not out to your 5'7" full winger. Everyone get ready. Dave Carter in the background. One of David Beckham's best friend, executive at Miami, and a little part of the ownership, Jorge Mas, David Beckham. Everyone's getting ready. This season has been building up for this team to achieve success. The players that they've brought in, the project, the development of that project, and now we're at the very edge of that success in MLS Cup.
Rocco Rios Novo with the high ball downfield. Yudrik Pupa at the back. Across towards Blackman. Still 4 minutes as Moore picks it up just inside the Miami half.
Io lo credo che sia caldo, ora sta quando sono.
Blackman looking to switch it wide to Nelson on the far side. That's cut out, and here come Miami. Allende down that right touchline. Free kick given the way of Miami, and a yellow card shown. Sebastian Berhalter, the latest Whitecap into the book.
Never like to give up on this gallant team, but off to say they look beaten, don't they? They look like they've run out of ideas. That last little passage of play there where just couldn't find the options between the lines or the pass to progressive football. Miami gets set into their defensive block. The Whitecaps with no answers, physically and mentally exhausted as they went through this roller coaster of an MLS Cup of 2025. Stadium is rocking. There's a large sense of inevitability to this result now.
Into the middle towards Lionel Messi, who has the game-winning assist. Rodrigo de Paul has the game-winning goal. Alba down the left side. Segovia turning against Blackman, picked up by Ocampo. Now Segovia once again for Miami. Bright. They need a goal and they haven't been able to get out of their own half or get that ball forward to test Rios Novo.
They've got to take chances now, throw people forward. Just get the ball into a danger area. It's like they're waiting to see what's going to happen. Can only assume it's just tiredness.
Messi through for Allende. This can finish it for Miami. Inter Miami will be MLS Cup champions for the first time. You can see what it means. Heroes of the game who have won on the world's biggest stage will now win in Major League Soccer.
Last moments of an incredible game and decided by the quality of individuals. Messi again, it's going to be checked for offside. It's a tight one, but Messi's touch and ball, there is no offside. And that one, as long as Messi's up from the first ball forward, this is a goal forward from Alba. Look at that. What a touch, little header from Allende to set it up and through the legs of Yohei Takokan. If anyone wonders what it takes to become a great in this game, just see the images of Jordi Alba there on the field. His manager, Mascherano, played at the highest level, and the joy and the delight at winning another trophy in the very end of your career is just amazing stuff.
Messi's 9th assist of the playoffs, Allende's 9th goal of the postseason. Jordi Alba with the 2nd assist of the day to end his career at champion.
They had to fight for this, they had to show courage, and they had to show all the spirit that we expected from true legends of the game. They've done that.
To proceed for just a few more seconds. Moments of celebration inside Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. What a postseason it's been for Allende. What a postseason it's been for Inter Miami. Busquets. Messi. Nelson fouls Lionel Messi as we play on into the 9th minute of time being added on at the end of this 30th MLS Cup. The first MLS Cup to be played in Florida, and the trophy will be hoisted by the home side. Everybody waiting. It's all over. This is Miami's moment. This is Messi's moment. MLS Cup champions for the first time as the Whitecaps fall short. His career with an MLS Cup. Sergio Busquets ends his career with an MLS Cup. Luis Suárez has won a Champions League, didn't even play a part today, but it means so much. Lionel Messi has won everything there is to win. Javier Mascherano, as you said, when that goal went in. This means so much to players who have done so much in their careers throughout the years.
Yeah, because every minute that you're fortunate enough to play this great game, whether it's in Europe or it's in South America or it's on the world stage or it's in MLS, you've got an opportunity to go and achieve something, to show people what you're made of as an individual, what qualities and strengths that you have, and how you can stood up and be counted for. And all these guys are out and out winners. They want to win every single time they step on a football field, and that's what shines through here this afternoon. Whitecaps are unfortunate. They've had a great season. They were just a little bit short, but this is Miami's day, Luke. This is a day that a side like Miami deserves to celebrate. A franchise that was started with pressure on it right away to win, and had some lean years and some difficult years, but kept going and going and going to bring the best players in the world to Florida to play in MLS and to achieve, and they've done that in 2025, and they deserve this celebration.
Ali Ahmed had levelled on the hour mark for the Whitecaps after Ocampo's 8-minute own goal. But then Rodrigo de Paul in the 71st, Allende in stoppage time, both assisted by Lionel Messi. Here are the final stats, record-breaking MLS playoff stats. 9 goals for Allende. Lionel Messi, 6 goals and 9 assists, a record for postseason goal contributions. 15 goal contributions in 5 games in the MLS Cup playoffs. Incredible numbers. It's the final game in this stadium for Inter Miami as they wave goodbye and head downtown to their new facility for next season.
Yeah, and it's staggering. The numbers are staggering, and the celebration here is just wonderful to watch. It's not great if you're a Whitecaps fan, but if you're a lover of football, to see a player like Jordi Alba celebrate like this and be sent off in the right way with another trophy, a player who's given so much to the game. He's always going to be linked with Lionel Messi, but watching they two play through the years has just been a joy, and his winning mentality, the way they manage the game at the end as well, Luke, in terms of going in the lead and then just controlling the match, controlling the pace of the game, knowing where the ball should be and how to keep it away from the danger areas at the other end. It's just phenomenal to watch. That's why they're winners. You can't help but feel emotional that guys that have been there, done it and seen it are still celebrating like that at the end of a game like this.
And so to the Whitecaps, and a season that started with many people writing off their chances of even making it into the playoffs, let alone making it to 3 cup finals. An incredible run to the CONCACAF Champions Cup final before falling against Cruz Azul. Another Canadian championship, a 5th all-time and a 4th in a row for Vancouver in Jesper Sorensen's first season in charge. And then an MLS Cup appearance. 3 finals in the year for a side that has struggled with injuries throughout the campaign. Missing Ranko Veselinovic, missing Ryan Gold for large periods periods of time. The next man up mentality. What about the work done by Axel Schuster, from Jesper Sorensen? These Whitecaps players to a man. The 2,000 fans in attendance, the 20,000 watching at BC Place. It's a season for Vancouver Whitecaps to be proud of everything they've achieved.
Yeah, they should be proud. It's been a tremendous season, and as you mentioned, a lot of contributors to that success. They deserve their credit for sure. They've came out here today and they've gave a great account of themselves as well after going behind and coming back at that moment in the second half where Sabi hit both posts. You felt like it was Vancouver Whitecaps' game today, but ultimately this game is about inches and the break of the ball one way or another as we go back and relive the moments. Bad goal to concede for the Whitecaps. Great goal to score, and they had so much momentum at this point. And as Sabi hit both the posts, then you see another mistake from Kubas. You realise that really it was mistakes that cost Whitecaps that were severely punished by Miami, and then just the fact that they ran out of steam just a little bit near the end there, as the experience and the quality of Miami showed. The celebrations there again tell you just how much this means to this franchise, and it means to the group that have managed to achieve success for Inter Miami.
That's it, back in studio to Camilla and Kevin Gilbert.
Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely speechless there. Listen, as a Canadian, it hurts, but to witness greatness, to see Messi close out the game like that, I mean, this is to go down as one of the most incredible things I've seen, just from the excitement level.
Excitement level is absolutely what the MLS wanted as well. I'm just getting Joe Del Russo, our staff man, in my ear telling me what he's won in his career aside of this MLS Cup. And yes, he's won a World Cup, yes, he's won 3 Champions Leagues, and you look down the list, 10 La Ligas, 7 Copa del Rey, 7 Spanish Super Cups, the European Super Cup 3, Club World Cup 3, Liga and 2. It's just
2 Copa Americas,
2 Copa Americas,
Olympic gold medal.
Olympic gold medal. And, you know, we can go on and on with these trophies. It is absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, as we said maybe at half-time, Lionel Messi was having a fairly quiet game by his standards, and he dictated the outcome of the game. 2 incredible moments for him. First of all, to set up the Liga de Port, and then Allende to finish off the game. The touch and the control and finish for the Allende goal was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. And it shows Camilla as well what it means to him as well, because of all these trophies that he's won in his career, one of the most decorated, if not the most decorated player of all time, probably the best player of all time. We can all have our decisions, and that's certainly in the modern era. He has absolutely been the best player of the modern era, and just for him to celebrate like that, it's nice because it shows what it means to him, because the pressure was on him coming to the MLS, the pressure was on Inter Miami with David Beckham and the owners at Inter Miami, Javier Mascherano coming in to take over, to try to get this team over the line. We know they failed last year. It was very special to witness that. I know we're in a bit of a state of shock for the Whitecaps, who actually played really well at the start of the second half, and how it went wrong for them. We'll maybe look at that down the line. But Jordi Alba to finish off his career, Sergio Busquets to finish off his career in that manner is extremely special.
Absolutely,
yes.
Seeing what it meant to them, seeing what it meant to Mascherano, it was truly special. We do have to talk about the Whitecaps. I mean, they have had a historic run this season against all odds. They had countless doubters. Most of the pundits had them completely out of even making the playoffs, and they make a run to the MLS Cup final. Overall, do you think everything changed with Ali Ahmed coming out of the game?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't actually, you could never really be critical of Jesper Sorensen in the season that he's had. He really has transformed this side, and he has been maybe the key reason as to why the Whitecaps are at this stage of the competition right now. But Ali Ahmed being substituted changed the whole dynamic of the game, because Ali Ahmed getting the goal, Emmanuel Sabi had really come into the game at the start of the second half as having an influence on the game, and you know, hitting the post 3 times in about 5 seconds. That will be replayed so often now because Emmanuel Sabi could have put the Whitecaps up. But it's right, Camilla. The substitution of Ali Ahmed changed the whole game, because when you look at it on the face of it, it probably should have been Thomas Muller being substituted for Ryan Gold. Ryan Gold coming in to bring them the extra quality. But in taking And honestly, if I'm being totally honest, if I look at it on how I see that game going, I think that is what's cost the Whitecaps in this game. I do.
Absolutely. Well, the Whitecaps made Canada dream big, but it clearly was not enough, unfortunately. This moment right here, though, the most heartbreaking moment of all. Sometimes in football and soccer, things just don't go your way.
You're right, Camilla. It was an unbelievable moment in the game. You see, off the post twice, but the rebound, they would have gone 2-1 up in the game, Camilla, here. And they said this will be the image that will be shown around the world as well as Messi's 2 assists that he gets to win the game for them. It's incredible how games can change in moments. I always say, and I'll tell anyone that's prepared to argue with me, that this is the greatest game in the world. For these moments that you get, how a game can turn on a moment like that. If that goes in, which how close it was, we know, probably the Whitecaps going to win the game because they were in the ascendancy. They really played some great football at that time. And it changed on that moment, it changed, and Inter Miami got a little bit of luck. Maybe they deserved it, I don't know. And the last 20-30 minutes of the game, they managed the game so well. Stevie and Luke commented it on